Hello there. I'm super excited to welcome you to another episode of Administration with Nancy. I'm Nancy Ekpezu, your host. And on Administration with Nancy, we spend quality time helping you to develop your administrative and management skills. And today I have with me an amazing leadership expert in the name of Glenn Krause. Glenn Krause is actually the founder of the Educational Collaborative Leadership Process Institute. And he's here with me as my guest today. And we'll be talking about the collaborative school leadership process. We've heard so much about collaboration lately. It's actually the buzzword, but guess what? There's so much to learn about it as well. And if we're telling the kids that this is the 21st century and that there are forces they must have, then you can be sure that we as administrators, we as managers, we as leaders also need to learn these skills. And today I have an expert, and we're lucky to have him here. And so he'll be sharing from his wealth of experience and, over the years in building collaborative leadership. And I'm sure you have a whole lot to go home with today. So welcome to the show, Glenn Krause. Really honored
Thank
to
you.
have you here.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'm going to tell you a bit about Glenn. Glenn retired recently after 37 years in public education in the United States of America. In his first 7 years in the education sector, he was a teacher, and he has worked as a high school counselor for at least 29 years. And in 2013, Glenn was the Educator of the Year for the six-county Chicago area in the United States of America. He's the author of the book, I Love My Teenagers, but I Sure Don't Like Them. Glenn is an educational leadership expert on the collaborative school leadership process. He is the founder of the Collaborative School Leadership Institute, which is for any educator who wants to develop his or administrative skills, or for any administrator who needs to get his or her team running the right way in the 21st century. So in today's show, we'll be talking about the collaborative school leadership process. And Glenn, I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, and I'm sure you are ready.
I'm 100% ready.
I'm excited to be your host. Okay, so Glenn, do you think that most managers, leaders, and administrators are actually aware of the need for collaboration?
Well, that's a very interesting way to ask that question. I'm going to break that question up because you really are talking about three different types of people. There's administrators, and some administrators are good leaders, and some aren't.
Yeah.
And some administrators are good managers, and they're not. So let me share the difference between a leader and a manager.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Okay, and I'm all information. A leader leads people. They inspire people.
Yeah.
A manager manages things, processes, budgets, schedules, payroll. They manage things. Now, here's the tricky part of your question. If a leader or if a school administrator wants to manage people, then you don't encourage them to bring out all the slices of genius that other people have. You actually crush that possibility. If the school administrator leads people effectively through the collaborative process, then you can inspire your teachers and other administrators.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now, we all need to be collaborative. We are aware of that. I'm aware of that. But sometimes you just wonder, does my temperament have anything to do with how I collaborate? So the question now is, what role does the temperament of a leader or manager have in the collaborative process?
Okay, well, to really effectively implement the collaborative leadership process, school administrators need to lead without their ego.
Wow.
You need to lead, I'm going to repeat that. You need to lead without your ego
Wow.
because and here's the reason why, because the collaborative process is about the group. It's not about one individual. The group
Absolutely.
the group gets the credit, not one individual, not the school administrator. So you really have to suppress your ego. So if you have if a school administrator likes all the credit and wants to be in the spotlight, they're not going to be a good collaborative leader.
Amazing.
A great collaborator, a great collaborative leader sets the stage for the group. They don't perform on the stage.
That's great. You know what they say? If it's great, then you did it. And then, if it's bad, then I get the blame as the leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, I do want to mention one thing. I think people, they want to collaborate.
Yeah.
They like the collaborative process, but they really don't know how to implement.
Wow.
They don't know how to implement it.
Wow.
It sounds easy, but it's not easy.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you for that, Glenn. The next question will be, what underlying assumptions or beliefs do managers have when it comes to getting people to get the job done?
Okay, can you repeat that again, please?
What underlying assumptions do managers or leaders have when it comes to getting people to get the job done?
Well, people don't, there's some people in any organization, they like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Because that's structure. The collaborative process doesn't work with everybody. I want you to understand that.
Wow.
But most people don't like to be told what to do. I know in some cultures, that's just what happens. So I think it depends on different cultures too. But generally speaking, people do not like to be told what to do. People generally want to feel part of the process, that their voice is heard, they're not judged, and they should feel safe psychologically and emotionally to voice their opinion, even to a school administrator.
Yeah, that's great. I've always believed that everyone should have a voice, really. But sometimes it's actually abused in leadership.
I know.
Okay, so how do you handle, like you're a school administrator, a school leader, and then you have an organization that actually celebrates personal achievement, like over team performance? How do you strike the balance?
Well, individual performance, it's very difficult to do it all yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially in the education world.
Yeah.
In the business world, you might have, if you're a salesperson, you could achieve it yourself. But in the education world, teachers and administrators are all in this together.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why we should all work together. Now, I want to share something with you that a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I'm going to share with you the most important people who are in a school. Now, this is my professional opinion.
Okay.
the most important people, and I know there's going to be school administrators that are going to disagree with me, and I know there's going to be teachers that are going to disagree with me, because I spoke at a conference and I asked that same question, and nobody came up with the answer I think it is. The most important people in a school, most people think it's the students. It's not the students. It's the teachers.
Wow.
Why? Because the teachers are the ones who work with the students on a daily basis. They are the ones who create the relationships with the students. So if you have happy teachers, you're going to have happier students. And it's up to the school administrators to make sure that the teachers are happy.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much for that. I hope the school owners will always remember that, because sometimes we treat the customers, the clients, the customers, a whole lot better than what we do with the teachers. And, you know, of course, now when we say that customers are king, there's a new saying that it means that the employees are queens, you know, and they equally need to be treated really, really well. So we should remember that as well. Okay, so
yeah, I want to mention, people make up the organization.
Yeah.
If you don't have good people, you don't have a good organization.
Absolutely.
If you don't have teachers who are emotionally invested, and they're abused by the administrators verbally, they're going to leave. They're going to leave.
Yeah. Okay. So, what values do you need to have in order to support your team in their performance? What values?
Okay, so what values do you need to support your team?
Really should be, what values should you bring into collaboration?
You're talking about as a school administrator.
Exactly, as a school administrator.
Okay. You need to be transparent.
Wow.
You need to be honest. You need to be genuine. You need to, now, I'm going to say something now that a lot of men administrators are going to think, oh, that's a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. Allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Wow, vulnerability. Yeah.
Because that shows that you're human. It shows that you have feelings. It shows that if you make a mistake, you're willing to admit it and then correct it.
Okay.
It's not the mistake a person makes, it's what you learn from the mistake and become better the next time. So you have to, other traits of a school administrator is you have to be honest, you have to have empathy, you have to have a genuine interest in your teachers. You have to really care for your teachers and show that you're really interested in them.
Wow. So vulnerability, care, and a lot of interest in the teachers. That's a winner any day, really. Yeah.
Well, and here's another thing, and most people aren't too good at this. You have to be a real good listener. A real good listener.
Good listening, yeah. So to collaborate effectively with our teams, we need to be vulnerable, we need to be transparent, and we need to care for them and show a lot of interest in the things they do, and also to be great listeners. Yeah. Okay, so what competencies do we need to have? We've looked at the values now. What competencies do we need to have as administrators or managers in order to support collaboration on our skills, on our teams?
Well, a lot of people, well, you need to be pretty confident in who you are. If you're not confident, then you're going to put up a wall. And if somebody criticizes an administrator, they're going to get defensive. Like, how can you say that about me?
Oh, what? But they'll
Construct,
always say a whole lot of things about you as an administrator. It comes with the tough, I guess.
pardon me?
It comes with the job. They've got to say a whole
No,
lot of things about you.
no, but as an administrator, you got to have your act together emotionally, psychologically, and you really need to be a problem solver, not a problem blamer. Don't blame people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't want to blame anybody. Just solve the problem, and you don't have to solve it yourself. Solve it collaboratively with a group.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we need to be problem solvers. We need to not blame people. Okay.
Now let me mention one other thing. In the collaborative process, decisions are made by the group.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have 10 people in a school talking about an issue and deciding whether you're going to do it or not, and let's say a school principal is one of the 10 people.
Yeah.
If 6 of the people in the group say we're going to do this, and 4 people don't want to do it, and the administrator doesn't want to do it, the group should do it.
Okay.
Because it's about the group.
The group, not the administrator, of course. It's about the group.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if the group, if what the group decides it doesn't work, then fine, you just learn from that. But the administrator shouldn't say, oh, even though 6 of you want to do this and 4 don't, we're going to not do this. So it's not the administrator's decision, it's the group. Whoever, 6 beats 4.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Glenn. Okay, so what operating principles do we need to adopt as administrators to harness the power of connections across the team?
It's all about relationship building and trust. Those are the 2 things.
Relationship building and trust. Wow.
Now, let's talk about, I'm not going to talk about education now. Let's just talk about a person and their husband, a person and their wife, a person and their friend or a cousin. You really need trust.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't have trust, you have nothing.
That's true.
So you have to have trust to really have the collaborative process be successful. And to have trust, you have to build healthy relationships. Trust doesn't come like that.
Absolutely.
And here's one of the things where school administrators get wrong. They don't understand it. They think just because a school administrator is a school administrator, people should respect them. And respect has to be earned.
Absolutely.
Trust has to be earned.
True, true, very true.
So this is something I propose to any school administrator who's listening. When you became a school administrator, did you become a school administrator because of the good things your position could do? Or were you interested in the title of being a school administrator or a principal? if you were interested in only the title, you're not going to be a collaborative leader, and you're not even going to be a good leader.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the goodness and the good things your position could do, then you have a way better chance of being a successful collaborative leader. Because any school administrator is no better or no worse than any teacher. All they have is a different position or a different title. So big deal.
True, true, very true. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Now, what if an administrator knows that he or she is struggling with his or her administrative skills and needs support? How do they get support in collaboration?
Okay, that's good, because just because a person's a good teacher, they might not have the skills to be a good administrator. Those are two different.
Yeah.
Those are two completely different sets of skills.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is you have to decide what kind of school administrator you want to be. Do you want to inspire people? Do you want to inspire your teachers? Or do you want to put fear in your teachers? If you lead by fear, you're going to have unhappy teachers.
That's true.
If you inspire your teachers, then you're going to take ordinary people, ordinary teachers, and make them do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
So the collaborative process, you, as a school administrator, you can make ordinary people do extraordinary things if you could learn the collaborative process. But one of the problems with this is somebody who's been an administrator a long time, even more than 5 years. In America, they have an expression. I don't know if they have this in Nigeria. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
In other words, somebody who's been an administrator a long time, they're so set in their ways, they don't want to learn anything new.
True.
But we should, as educators, we should continue to want to improve ourselves as teachers, as administrators, get out of our comfort zone, expand our comfort zone, improve ourselves. And this is how an administrator can improve themselves, become a more effective leader, and really inspire their teachers.
Okay, so that's really great. Okay, so would you want to share with us your personal journey in developing your collaborative skills? How did you get here? Because I know when I started out as an administrator some years back, that was in 2005, I remember my first school administrator job. And, I just thought, I got overwhelmed because I didn't even know how to delegate. I just knew that things had to be done. I'll, dish out directives here and there. There's always a beginning to it. And as I began to grow, I realized that, look, you're just going to burn yourself out. And if you don't develop relationships with the people that you lead, honestly, you're just a standalone ranger. And it's going to be so crazy for you. You're going to burn out eventually. And I began to learn. But, it's still a process for me. I'm still learning how to collaborate. And I believe there's no end to it, really. So would you want to share your own journey?
Okay. Well, let me share my own personal journey. So my first 8 years, I was a teacher. And then so I have a bachelor's degree in education. And then I went back and I got my master's degree in guidance and counseling. And that's what you need to do to become a public school counselor in America.
Okay.
So my last 29 years, I was a high school counselor.
Wow, that's a long time.
Well, I'm actually 130 years old.
You are?
Yeah, I just looked very good for 130.
Oh.
No. And then if I told you I'm 40 years old, then I look pretty bad for 40. So
Yeah, I guess it now.
okay, so let me get back to this. So as a high school counselor,
Okay.
I had to collaborate with everybody. I had to work
Wow.
with I had to build relationships with teachers. I had to build relationships with school administrators. I had to build relationships with parents. And then I had to build relationships with the students who were on my caseload, which were generally about 300 students. Now,
Okay.
a teacher really just needs to build relationships with their students. But a high school counselor needs to build relationships with even the secretaries in the school and the maintenance the janitors. We have to
Wow.
collaborate with everybody. So that's where my collaborative process started. And then when I retired, which was in May of 2018, after 37 years in education,
Wow.
I wanted to take this collaboration that I learned, but I really needed to learn more. So just before I retired, about a year before that, I researched, I researched for 2.5 years of research
Okay.
on on collaboration, on trust, on building relationships, on
Okay.
organizational development, on business leadership and school leadership.
Oh,
And
okay.
I read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles and took my highlighter and highlighted the most important things. And then I took all this information, everything I learned from my research and from my own experiences, and I put this into a workshop.
Wow.
It's a 3-hour online live workshop that the Collaborative School Institute offers. We offer it every month. Every single month we offer it.
Wow.
And, on Zoom, after about 90 minutes on Zoom, people have had it. And if you have a terrible speaker, they've had it after 10 minutes, but that's a whole nother story. That was a little fancy, a little joke. But so what we do is every month we have it on 2 consecutive Saturdays, 90 minutes each Saturday. So in October, we're having it on October 10th, which is a Saturday, and October 17th, which is a Saturday, 90 minutes each Saturday for a total of 3 hours. And then we have the same thing in November and December and January, so on and so on. And then everybody gets a certificate of completion. So they have proof that they took this, and maybe they could get professional development for it or get reimbursed. I have no idea. And it's really a real, I have to admit, it is a phenomenal workshop. And you're going to learn, anybody who takes this, especially school, this is for teachers who maybe want to go into school administration also. You're
Okay.
going to learn the entire collaborative process. You're going to learn how to be transparent, how to be a great active listener. you're going to learn how to improve your emotional intelligence. I don't even know if people out there all know what emotional intelligence is, but it has nothing.
Oh, they do. Yeah. They do.
Yeah. So emotional intelligence has nothing to do with your intelligence, which is IQ.
Yeah.
Okay. Emotional intelligence is totally separate and has nothing to do with your intelligence. We get into that too. And so it's really a cool workshop. It took me 2.5 years to put this thing together.
Wow, that's really amazing. So that's basically because I was going to ask if you have any products or services you'd like the audience to know, but I guess you've already.
Yeah. So let me mention, for our October workshop, it will be on our website, and I don't know if you can put our website on the screen.
I'll put that in the comments.
Yeah, put that in the comments. And then you could put our our email too.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And then people can sign up for it in October if they want.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Nancy, excuse me, Nancy and I were talking a little bit. I know for people in Nigeria, it's a bit, excuse me, I'm gonna just get a drink. But for people in Nigeria, I know it's a bit expensive, but you know, in the United States, it's not that expensive. So, you know, so I just want people in Nigeria to know this. But I know all the people from all over the world watching, and we've had people from all over the world taking it.
Wow, that's amazing, really. So thank you so much for being my guest on the Administration with Nancy show. I'm really, really glad that you made it. And thank you for, just being here a second time after we tried to do the live one on Friday. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. So do you have any final word to the audience?
I think the final word would be keep on making your comfort zone larger. Don't get stuck in your comfort zone. Continually learn as a school administrator and as a teacher, continually learn through professional development. But as a school administrator, you should want to make your school better. You should want to make your teachers happier. You should want to improve your student achievement and student learning. And the way to do that, school administrators, is to keep your teachers happy, make them feel part of the team, and that their voice is heard.
Wow. Thank you so much. And the audience, please remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever there's an upload. There'll be several other episodes of Administration with Nancy. And today we've had Glenn Krause. He's shared so much from his wealth of experience about the collaborative leadership process. Please make time to pick the points. You can get your pen and go through the video all over so that you get the key points here and be able to implement. And very importantly, please enroll on his program. It's an amazing one, and he's ready to give a special offer to anyone who enrolls through me. Actually, he's giving you a discount just because you watched this video. Thank you so much, Glenn. I look forward to doing a whole lot more with you. There's so much to learn. And you just dish it out it just comes so naturally with you. So, you just dish it out so easily. I'm sure.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Yeah. Yeah, you just dish it out so easily, and it just comes so naturally from you. You're actually officially my mentor on collaboration now already, so you're not going anywhere.
You know, you know, do they have the expression in Nigeria, the glass is half full or half empty?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay. You know, if your glass is half empty, then you think negatively.
yeah,
If your glass is half full, then you think positively.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to
Amazing.
share. I'm going to share with you what my glass is. My glass is half full, and then I put ice in it, and then I put a whole bunch of ice, and the water spills over.
Wow, that's a new angle to it. Thank you so much. I've had a great time with you today. I'll personally watch this video again and again so that I don't miss anything you've said because you said them so gently and so calmly, and yet there's so many nuggets to pick here and there for any school administrator. And it will be my honor to have you again on this show, maybe for some other thing. I know you're great at collaboration, but I'm sure there are a whole lot of other things that we'll get to do together. Thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you, and thank you, thank you. All right.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for
Bye.
having me.
Bye.